Alright, this is our first example. If you're being asked to factor something, we're going to start with finding the greatest common factor. So what we have to do is, first thing is break down all the numbers. This one's a pretty easy one because 5 is a prime number. So the first thing, we have a negative 1 and a 5 and 3 b's. I don't normally put the 1 in there, but because there's a negative right here, I sort of need something for that negative. So I'm going to put a 1 in there. 5 is a 5 and a b, and don't forget this sign, a minus, and 5 is just a 5. Okay, first step, everything is broken down. Second step is I have to find out what they have in common. They all have a 5, all right? And, well, they don't all have a b. The first two have a b, but the second one does not, so it does not count. Third step is I write down what they all have in common, and that's called your greatest common factor. You probably saw this in 8th grade, your GCF. Then everything that's left over is going to be inside the parentheses, and that's what's the other stuff. In the first term, there's a negative, a 1, and 3 b's. It writes negative 1 b to the third. We could also just write it as negative b to the third. Either one is fine. In the second term, separated by a plus sign because of this right here, we have a b left over, 1b. And the last term separated by a minus sign because of this sign. And we've already used our 5, but we have to have something in there to use as a placeholder. So I'm going to put a 1. And the reason is, if I were to check this, this is really just a multiplication problem. It's 5 times negative b to the third times plus b times negative 1. So if I put 5 across horizontally in each of the boxes, put what's there, and multiply it, I'd get this right here, this whole thing. Let me show you. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5 and 3 b's. 5 times b is plus 5b. And negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. So this check is the same thing as my original problem. So that means my answer, do a lot of circling, just say this is my answer, is the factored form of the question.